Hello, world. Hope everyone is doing well. It's the Raising the Bar podcast coming back to you guys again. Of course, Roy Spencer here with my brothers. We got the Silver Surfer. I know you got the smooth silver on the beard. I had to trim mine out, but we got Rick Spencer here with me, and then the other bearded brother, Bryce Spencer, here checking in as well. Today, we wanted to talk a little bit about not your typical topic that we come and have conversations about, but it's been all over the news, social media, everywhere you look. So I felt it's only right to talk about Chris Rock and Will Smith, what happened at the Oscars last week, and we really just want to kind of share our thoughts on different experiences we've had, maybe metaphorical slaps or situations where hands were put on somebody and you have to try and maneuver your way out of those sort of situations. So it should be interesting. Always love to hear your thoughts, share your feedback, share an experience when somebody stepped over the line with you and how you took, how you handle that situation. And yeah, like, subscribe, comment, whatever it may be. But we'll go ahead and get it kicked off. Um, Fellas, I want to know what you guys thought about what happened this past week. Maybe kind of share. Bryce, you the one who dropped it in the group chat for the family, so you were the one who broke the news of like how crazy that situation was. Share your thoughts.
Initially seeing it, it was definitely a wow. Like, did that really just happen? This doesn't seem like a skit. This seems like some true emotions, some true passion involved. I could see that awkward laughing of Chris Rock when it like he was stunned. So initially, I was just like, wow, and then to be honest, it was kind of sad. I don't want to see uh, us on that platform, who, those are some representative, good, successful brothers. So I was like, damn, they doing this at the Oscars, huh? It's like,
Right, like, oh my god, everybody's watching, everybody's gonna see this. Did
it
you
could go down at any moment.
did you like out the gate feel like that really just happened? Like that was not a skit. You
Yeah,
you like were sure of it? Because I
it was
honestly I
it
was like, this is kind of weird. But what'd you think?
it pulled it was a jaw dropper for me. I'm like, damn. And then you see it and it's like, what would I do? And I'm just thinking, I'm like, oh, my adrenaline got going just watching it. I'm like, I would have tackled Will Smith
Right,
more
we
than
throwing
likely.
hands. We throwing hands
Yeah,
on the stage. Everybody gonna have to just watch
yeah.
this boxing match.
That's my initial
Impromptu.
thought. Yeah, so that was my initial thought. Then I'm like, damn, you're on TV. So it's just like the brain start working. Like, what would you really do if you were in that situation? Of course, the macho, ego, prideful thing of a man thinks like, I'd have to beat him. If the
Yeah.
security have to come get us. But then I'm thinking also, how do I control that narrative? How do I show control and restraint? Try to look like the bigger person. And then I'm thinking, does that even matter at that point? Like, oh no,
Right.
this is all type of different things going on.
So many mixed emotions. It's like it's tough because, like you said, though, it's on the stage for the world to see, and like from one black man to another, it's like this known just norm in our
Yeah,
community. It's like, don't let's not embarrass ourselves. Like, cut that
right,
monkey. You know what Pimp C said? Cut that monkey ish out. You're embarrassing us. Like, don't embarrass us. So,
right.
and even the tougher part that I initially thought was Will Smith knows who he just did that to. Like, he sized Chris Rock up,
Mm-hmm,
and maybe even going into there because Chris took some jabs at Jada a couple years ago. He
mm-hmm.
maybe knew Chris Rock's gonna be up there again. He come my way with these jokes in the middle of everything going on. I'm gonna have to slap him in the mouth like something. And it's like you did that to Chris Rock, a known kind of smaller frame comedian who is not really known for being this alpha male, like out here trying people. But
Right.
maybe if you remove the Chris, let's just say this is the Rock up there talking,
Mm-hmm.
doing jokes as is the norm at the Oscars. You gonna get up there and slap the Rock, Dwayne Johnson, in the mouth for saying something that everybody,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's been saying something about their relationship. What do you think, Rick? I know you spend some time. You play more basketball than I do these days. You've seen all kind of situations occur. How do you see everything that transpired there?
In all honesty, at first I thought it was staged. Just to be real
Same,
with you, I
same.
thought it was staged. Just because when you're in that masculine energy, like I'm gonna throw you a couple warning shots to let you know, like we're really about to go there. And just being there on the Oscars, bro, for Chris Rock and Will Smith, the level of confidence that you have to have, like we're live on air, and I'm about to walk up here and slap you. Like that takes a lot of energy. And just me thinking, if we're in the NBA, we're playing basketball, Michael Jordan's sitting on the sideline. He can't just walk in the middle of the basketball game like, hey, 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 this is Michael Jordan. Like, where is the security at? And it's scripted to somewhat. So he just he gets out of his seat, gets up, and casually walks to the stage.
Yeah, he
like,
was right there.
Security?
The cold part about it, he didn't walk more than
But you
20
pause,
feet.
you can commercial break, pause. We're gonna end.
But it's Will Smith, and he's nominated to win. He won the best actor of the year. Yeah. So it's like security's not gonna just instinctively go tackle Will Smith.
They could pull the plug. Where is the pull the plug? We need to go to a commercial break. This isn't in the scripts.
Yeah,
but they let stars do that. They let you come up there and make a random speech, and it was heartfelt. We seen little was it young something Ma go up there with Alicia Keys and Jay-Z. What's the little
Lil Ma.
They let people go up to the stage and hoping like, oh, they're going to do some random that might help for views. I think so it's too many different variables that I was like just trying to factor in, but it didn't seem skit. It seemed real. Yeah. I couldn't be on that end of the skit if I was Chris Rock.
You're right. He handled it like a professional though. Like just looking at it like we've all watched it probably at least 5 to 10 times, just trying to like see the whole situation transpire.
Body language and all of that.
Yeah, it's just hilarious because he still was rolling through like it was a skit. Like that makes you feel like, is this all scripted? Mm-hmm. And when Will Smith starts screaming, "Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth," and you could see the look on his face, and
he was smiling when he walked. After he did it, he kind of had like a little smirk. Like,
I think it was a smirk. Like, yep, I don't care.
Yeah,
like, I blacked out right now. It is what it is.
I stand on what I just did. I did that. He definitely had that look about him.
Man, so coming back to some jewels, some lessons. What's crazy? I don't know if I should share this story, but I'm going to. I don't care. When I was growing up and when I was playing basketball, when we were traveling one time, I got into a fight with a teammate who was just kind of talking reckless, and he was using the word the B word when he was talking to me. And we all know growing up, like I'm only gonna be one of those before now I gotta kind of let you know that I'm not that one. So yeah, it was a situation where we were on the bus and it was somebody who was going, and it's still the homie, like, but he just had a tendency to overstep boundaries, and I don't even know what I did, but I know I didn't deserve it. So I felt the need to check him. I told him, not gonna call me that again. Mm-hmm. Stepped over that boundary, and I ended up Will Smithing him. Like, unfortunately, looking back on it, like as an adult, I'm embarrassed that he was able to get that reaction out of me, even though like it didn't just end off that slap. But he didn't. Chris Rock, he decided to try and fight back, and we went there, and just young boys. That's what you do. And after that, we still were teammates, still homies. Like, we probably still laugh about that story. And still looking back on it, I'm like, I shouldn't let anyone just get a reaction out of me, because when you have a lot to lose, you risk everything for that one moment of your ego stroke to put your hands on somebody else, because it is against the law in this country to do so. Like, yeah, if you're under the age of 18, yeah, you can kind of walk around a little bit reckless with your chest out. But the moment you step over that, you're facing time in jail, incarcerated. And it's not, no word is worth that, losing my freedom. So that's a story I just kind of wanted to share, because we've all been there, I'm sure. Like, we all have stories like that where it's just like we felt the need to kind of check somebody, but when you're an adult, only person you should be checking is yourself and your kids.
Yeah, you have
and
no.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bryce.
Oh no, you're right. I was just saying, like, no, we have no control of anything else other than our own actions and what we can control. We can't dictate or control what someone else does or say. We can only, unfortunately, control what we do and how we respond. So, like you were saying.
Yeah, and we shouldn't be taking ourselves so serious that someone making a joke on you is gonna get you all out of your composure and have you acting reckless, is what Will Smith did. And it's like it's like that the lead up to it was clear as day. We all have seen their relationship, their family put on the stage for everyone to judge. And even what's less fortunate, I don't think the joke was that big of a deal. Like, I get it. Jada has alopecia. She loses her hair. As a woman, that's like very, very challenging. But she doesn't have cancer or anything like that. And I mean, she's been on the forefront of all kind of situations, entanglements that she's put upon herself. So I just don't get how they can just be so sensitive to something like that, especially when is it that big of a like a jab at you to say G.I. Jane? Like, G.I. Jane was a movie that showed women empowerment. I don't know. You can kind of stretch it any way that you want, but I just think when you are a family who's had so much success and you're looking down on most people who are, the common, even in the Oscar situation, you're looking down on most of those celebrities. You're in the front row. You're really going to be that sensitive to now you have to get up and start putting your hands on other people? Like, that just shows there's problems. And that's what it says. That shows you have problems in your home and you're trying to be, you're trying to justify, and I don't know.
You kind of reflecting. I think, in all honesty, I think that he shared a gem with them, because we know what G.I. Jane was about, but with her experience, it was her chance, if she was listening the right way, to take what she was experiencing and turn it into a movie, possibly, and share what that experience was like with alopecia and what she's dealing with, and just kind of changing the narrative of what the story really was. And I think even just as people, we have to kind of check each other's temperature and just see where we're at emotionally. And I think that was a temperature check where she felt offended by it and not really realizing. I mean, because look at Chris Rock. He just took the movie Saw and added a twist to it. So it's kind of like, if you're really listening, right, take G.I. Jane and add your own personal twist and share your story. And I think they just got offended by it. And at that point in time, I think Will just felt that this is my time to show everything we've been through. I'm going to stand here and be and represent and stand strong for my wife. And then even afterwards, his speech about that.
Yeah,
protect her.
I really think that it just shows there's some sort of turmoil going on at home. Like he said, love makes you do crazy things. That's something that an abuser says, like, to the person they're abusing. Like, love makes you do crazy things. I'm just going to be abusive. Like, no, love make you feel crazy, but doesn't justify doing crazy things. Yeah, just like
I was gonna say, to Will and Jada's somewhat defense, like, I can understand, if we're all humans, we all can be caught in that vulnerable emotional moment, but the brain has to constantly be working, and I feel like there's a time and place for everything. If you wanted to still get your point across, I think there was a way to do it. You know, you could have, as a man, you could stand on your business and address it and check it, pull them to the side after, and definitely have that same emotion and thought and whatnot. But on that platform, like, I don't, like you said, I don't think that the joke, that we have different skin thickness and whatnot, but I don't think the joke was any malicious intent to really like hurt and gut punch her. I think it was just too easy. It was just like,
she had that green dress on.
Yeah, it just kind of lined up.
Okay.
Right. So it was perfectly aligned, and he took advantage of the punchline. And I would assume Will, being a fellow comedian, understanding the opportunity and to keep he giggles for the Oscars and keep things moving. You know, Jada's still beautiful. Her hair is short, but she's a beautiful woman. She looks good, skin healthy, all of the above. And he just said, "Yeah, like I said, but all of us have different skin thickness. Will's emotions were just probably more at high alert at that point. But like I said, I would have preferred to have been hearing or reading a blog about Will addressing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Instead
mean,
of just
even if he would have been confident that he was probably going to win Best Actor, he could have had a whole moment to praise his family, his wife, you know, the people who supported him on that movie set, and then dig into Chris Rock, like get on him, like you said, Will Smith has a background of having comedian on his resume. Come up with something, man. Like
now, you got time before you go get your award to get your roast ready for Chris.
Exactly.
Or like I said, even if you don't like it as a joke, you could tell Chris, don't address it.
Yep.
So but I'd rather him address it verbally on the mic directly, stand on business, but slapping another man at the Oscars, a black man at that, y'all two, that's what it's like. Oh, here we got another moment of us just in an unfavorable light. That's how I really thought about it.
Same. I felt the exact same way.
They're asterisk. Kanye didn't did it. Now y'all up there slap boxing like
crazy, right? It's it legit. Like not only as like for Will, you have to realize you have a lot to lose to go up here and put your hands on somebody in front of everybody. Like you have to be just thinking those steps through. But not only that, you're also representing like Black successful men and women, like your family, out here on this stage. Like you making us all look bad because there's so many people who see Black people through you and how you represent us. And it's like, that just is something I'm always keeping on my mind. I forget who it was or where it was, but I think it was like when I was interning, my manager basically explained how like you need to realize when you're out like just in public transportation or wherever that you never know who's on that bus with you or on BART with you. And if you're just out here acting and talking and being reckless, you're representing the organization. And it wasn't for any, like, I didn't do anything stupid, but I think it was just like a lesson that I appreciate because he's absolutely right. I still see people end up working and making connections with people that I've seen for years on like at the gym and stuff. Like, wow, I didn't know that you were the CEO of this company. You know, it's crazy. This is a very small world, especially when you are on broadcast television. It's even smaller world because the whole world's watching, has the ability to see.
It can mess up a lot of business. It can mess up a lot of partnerships.
Oh yeah, Will Smith just messed his money up. Yeah, for sure.
Whoever he got business with, and he's like the front runner image of, man, that can be bad for business and hurt your pockets. That's definitely one thing I want to touch upon. Definitely to the younger generation. Mm-hmm. Don't get caught in that moment being reactive, man, because it could backfire. It could set you back and put you in some unfavorable circumstances. Then you're sitting in, I don't know, jail or whatever the case may be, thinking, damn, what if I really just didn't do that one key? Because we all know where that split moment was where we just, you know what I'm saying? So if you could have went back to that moment and said, I could have probably just been like, whatever, then your freedom would be here, or someone to be alive, or whatever the case may be, different outcome and results for that split decision. So I also want to say too, like, having self-control, having withhold of yourself does not make you scared. It does not make you a punk or a coward. I think it displays a certain inner strength for sure. Like, you don't have the power over my emotional triggers. Like, but then there's also a time to, respect yourself. Nothing wrong with protecting yourself and, defending yourself. But just certain things like, if I was Chris Rock, if I didn't get him right then, I probably would have got to him later.
It's tough, but I mean, now it's like premeditated. Like you said, you absolutely should defend yourself. And for starters, don't let nobody walk up on you who, just doesn't seem like they're coming with some good intentions.
Energy is off.
Yeah, energy off. Like, take a step back, get yourself in a defensive stance, one foot in front of the other, and hands up when it's like, oh, well, back up off me. Like, you can now defend yourself. absolutely you should be in that sort of state, but just you don't want to be out here making decisions in the moment, because like you want to display the logic. It's like playing chess. You got to be thinking steps ahead. Like, don't just be out there moving the chess piece after thinking about it for 1 second. That's not the traits of a chess master. In this game, like you better be playing chess. Even if you don't understand the game, you understand the logic of it. Think about what you're doing, like for real.
I think the way that Chris Rock played it out, I mean, honestly, it was the best and worst of what we have to offer. The fact that that Will Smith reacted, but the fact that Chris Rock didn't react,
100%.
it kind of showed us in a light at our greatest and worst moment.
That's so real.
I mean, when you really look at it, it showed someone in a high position that was reacting to a moment, and then someone that was able to keep calm and reserve and not react to it.
Yeah.
And it's like he has a million witnesses of what just happened to him.
He still said he didn't press charges. They said the police were there to ready to pull Will out. Like they were ready to remove him, but Chris was adamant about like, I don't want to press charges. And we all, like, even if he hasn't said it, as a black man, you understand what's going on there. Don't nobody want to see another black man go to jail, because it's like the worst place to be, like
it's not
in America. So you're absolutely right.
And that's what I think we're so caught up on the fact that Will Smith did it. I mean, when I look at Will Smith, it's like he's hosting National Geographic, like,
right.
And you're doing that, but we have to recognize that he's dealing with something outside of this moment.
Yep. And something I read, a lady said, who really cares? Like one person's one transgression should not be worth canceling them all the way out. Like it was a bad transgression. Let's keep it real. But I think we just live in this time, unfortunately, that when you're doing really well, the world wants to pull you back down closer to where they are. They want to just feel like they have the power to bring you back down. And like, that's one moment Will messed up, and he's already apologized for it. I'm sure, like, I believe genuinely the dude is a good guy that just messed up in the moment, thought he was doing something that, you know, is going to show as a strong father, husband. And maybe it did, but also it shows that you're just overly compensating for something that's not that big of a deal. Like there may be situations where you feel the need to do that, but that wasn't it.
Not at all. Not on live TV.
Yeah. I mean, even beyond live TV, like I don't think the joke was warranted.
Yeah.
Him to like, it's got to be a real deep and dark joke for you to put your hands on somebody, especially somebody who looks like you.
Then even then you're giving it that much power by reacting to it. Like my reaction is validating the power and source of what you're saying. So if I'm not reacting to it, I'm kind of diminishing the value. Everyone else that's listening, let them pay attention to it. But if I diminish the value of it, man, it's nothing. Shrug it off.
Yep. It's like, oh, ha ha ha. Like just laugh it off. Yeah, that shows that you're stronger. Like, oh, good one. Oh, the hair. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard that one before.
Straight up. That's I feel like that's the easiest way to take the air out of a joke. But yeah, I don't have too many more comments. I just, like Bryce said, really want to stress like how important it is to not be out here reacting. Like you have to proactively think about what you're going to do, because your freedom is on the line when you're doing stuff like that. Yeah. And you might not have all the legal power that Will Smith has to come and defend you. Put your hands on the wrong person, they will make sure that you see some time behind bars.
Right. I would say everyone's not as generous as Chris and have an open heart and understanding heart to what you may be sympathetic to, what you may or may not be going through. They may be like, you harmed me, you deserve it, whatever this outcome is. So be mindful of that. Everyone's not going to just be like, oh no, I'm going to spare you. You know what I'm saying? What you do to others usually is what you reciprocate and get back in life. So just be mindful of that energy and how you deal and interact and deal with people and all around.
Yep, 100%. I mean, people are going to step over some lines, verbally, physically, and you really have to think it out. Hey, defend yourself. I get it. I'm all for being defending your respect, but react in the similar fashion. Somebody saying something to you, feel the need, say something back. Somebody's putting their hands on you, then you got to put your hands back on them and get them off of you. Plain and simple. Don't be out here just deciding to risk it all. Not worth it, because like in this country, you end up in a situation like that, it's a lot harder to come out of.
Facts.
And some people, they're professional fishers. They're just going to shoot whatever they can shoot at you, and just it could be irrelevant. But if they keep shooting it, they're basically just fishing for a reaction until they say the right keywords to get you to react. Then at that point, like, yeah, got him. And they might not have any intentions on following through with nothing they say. They're just fishing for a reaction. You got him. Yeah, we're going to court.
Just want to get you bent out of shape and step over the line. Perfect. Call up there.
A lot of people are truly miserable too and unhappy. Not saying that's Will Smith's complete case, but just like just a random day, you could just see someone being so negative. It could be the most beautiful day. They're blessed, they're alive, breathing, but they could just be so miserable, and they want to spread that like a rapid just disease, and they want it to affect everyone else because they feel like, oh, why should you be happy? Why are you over there smiling and happy, clean, look healthy, while I'm miserable, and my life may not be turning out the way I thought it should be. But instead of using that energy trying to make someone else's life, you could be redirecting that energy into yourself and making your life better and changing your circumstances. But I guess that must not resonate from some. But that would be my main focus. Since if I'm unhappy and miserable, I'm not going to be focused on trying to make other individuals' lives hell. I'm going to be using that thought and energy, that thought process and energy, redirecting into me to just overcome whatever my trials, whatever may be. So I think definitely some people could be mindful of that.
Yep. I mean, I can't say it any better than that. You really gotta try and just keep yourself in a positive state, and don't let anything transgress you from where you want to be. And I think I just got to give Will Smith credit. His response, it seemed like it really came from the heart. And he was like, in this world full of love, like there's no reason for me to be acting that way. And he apologized to Chris Rock and everyone who was watching, his family. Can't ask for too much more unless he's willing to let Chris Rock slap the spit out of his mouth. And, we can't ask for too much more. We'll see.
I know Denzel gave a quote to can't recall exactly what it is. I think it was something along the lines at your highest moments.
That's when the devil tries to come knock you off.
What Denzel said to him?
Yeah,
Denzel said. And
that's the truth.
It's real. Yeah.
That's when it's best hunting. It's
exactly.
Hunting that moment.
It sees that you're at the highest peak. You're peaking. You're going upward and have the right trajectory. And that's when you got a greater fall.
That's it.
Fall is a longer fall. It ain't gonna mess with you when you're already miserable. Damn.
Right.
As you get up on the going upward, the success is climbing, the happiness is climbing. That's a long fall, what I'm saying? Distance. So
like that's the fall. That's the fall that people want to see. Like that's for real how it is. It's crazy. It's crazy times, but it's still worth it to go out there and be the best that you can at whatever your craft is, and don't care about what other people are going to feel or say. Just try and bring up the people around you, and support your loved ones. You can't go wrong with good intentions. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. I follow right behind you with that one. I feel like us as people trying to be our most authentic self, if I'm being authentic to myself, then I should be able to inspire you to be your authentic self. Then that way we're able to collaborate and we have the same energy together, because I'm being my best self. So now I'm aligning with you so you could be your best self. So our communication is all going to be on the same page. But if I'm aligning myself with just, I want to be on top, I want to be recognized for being on top, then that basically I'm somewhat putting you down on a lower level, and I'm not mindful and paying attention to how I'm talking to you. So now you're going to be defensive based off how I'm articulating my words to you, because it's like I'm talking to you as though you're less of a person. When are you really being your best self at that point? Because now you're making someone else feel some type of way because of how you're talking. So it's like you all need to just be on the same page and just be the best at all times.
Facts. Yeah, it's like that. I don't want to butcher the description, but I don't know if you guys ever seen that cartoon, the animation where it's like a leader should be at the front, kind of like pulling the rope with the group instead of like behind the group, kind of whipping the group up, trying to get them going. It's like a leader leads by example.
Leader leads.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
A leader does not, try and tell everyone how to do their job. No, you need to show me, and then I'll follow what you got.
Exactly.
Yeah, the dynamics of leaders are so changed. Like, I'm gonna tell you how to get there. Well, why don't you just walk the path and show me how to get there?
Right.
And I'm gonna do exactly what you do to get there.
Don't tell me what you used to do.
Yeah. I want to
show me. Yeah. Can you still do it? Because things have changed. It's true.
Yes, I'm the leader. Be the example. Show me the footprints. Show me the path. If you're behind me, then I'm leading. I'm the one. You're just gonna follow me to the ending of forever.
Yep. And hopefully I can instill the trust in you that like I know what I'm doing. I'm up here, getting after it, and I have a strict routine that I stick to that's showing results. Like that's, I think, is the formula. But
even back in the day, some of the greats like the Julius Caesar, the Hannibals, and all that, like they were leaders that were actually fighting with their men.
Genghis Khan, even though it's a crazy history, but he definitely led. He led some crazy stuff, but yeah.
Those are like what the leader stood for back in the day. Like they were in the brunt of the war instead of leading from afar, hiding away.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Love history. Well, I guess that's all I got for today. Yeah,
man. I think I covered all my points and thoughts regarding the matter.
Yep. Yeah, I think I touched on everything as well. I think we have some solid topics to discuss and shared our points of view.
Yep. So I guess if there's anything we can leave with y'all, keep your hands to yourself, and don't be so sensitive that words get you, bent out of shape. Plain and simple. But as always, we appreciate y'all tuning in, listening to what our thoughts are as we continue to help raise the bar, and share some comments. Maybe share this with a friend that you've been talking about this topic with, and subscribe if you want to keep seeing these conversations pop up on your feed, notifications whenever we drop. We try and do it like once a week, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Stay well.
Much love.
Thank you for your participation.
All right, Bryce, I'll see you later.
All right, take care, Bryce.
All right.
Peace.